My friend starved my cats and tried to make a vet euthanize one of them. I have 4 cats, all well behaved and never got any behavior problem with them. I used to ask a friend to take care of them when I have to leave my place, but that particular friend was not available that time, so I asked another friend. Because it was the first time, I took the time to explain everything clearly and also wrote down everything in a text message that she screenshotted and saved. I needed to leave for about 20 days, which is a lot, but since she told me she used to cat sit for other friends, I was very chill about it and trusted her entirely. She's a close friend of mine. The first week was fine, she was updating me, sending pictures from time to time, etc. Around day 15, she texted me that one of my cats attacked her. Apparently, my cat bit her arm until it bled and injured her with many deep scratches. I immediately called her to understand what happened. She said she was so scared that she called the vet to come here and euthanize the cat because he was not calming down. The vet obviously said no, tried to give assistance on the phone. She locked herself in my office and left by the window. I live on the ground floor. I got home the next day, earlier than I was supposed to. I was happy that I wasn't robbed or something cause she left the window opened after leaving. I fed my cat. They run so fast to eat, which is not typical for them to do. I also noticed that the food I got for the period I was out was still there, almost unused, which was weird. I called back my friend to ask her about the food and if she was feeding them enough, and she said she was giving them their dry food every 3 days just like I said. I immediately understood what happened. She confused dry food with wet food. My instructions were, dry food every day and wet food every 3 days. She underfed them by giving dry food twice a week and no wet food at all. I think that triggered a tiger syndrome in one of my cats and that's why he attacked her. I'm super mad at her and I just needed to rant about this. I know it was probably a mistake, but I wrote down everything to make sure she remembers. I double-checked the text I sent her, and I didn't make any mistake in that text. Everything was written very clearly. I think she just didn't check the text at all. I am mad that my cats were alone all that time, because she was only checking and feeding them twice a week. I am mad that she asked the vet to kill my cat. Of course, the vet was not going to accept that, but the fact she tried infuriates me. Especially because in the end, she was the one to blame, because she underfed them. Just needed to rant. Oh, and I forgot to mention that even if she's a friend, I was paying her money to check on them every day because 20 days is a lot and big responsibility, and I was very clear about every day. My girlfriend won't stop smoking and now DHS is involved. My girlfriend and I just had our first baby earlier this week. Today we got a knock at the door from a representative of DHS, Department of Human Services, wanting to talk with my GF. She stepped outside and had a short conversation with them. After a few minutes she brought them in and they just checked on our child who was sleeping in the pack and play while I picked up around the house. They had a short conversation inside about how our baby was doing. The representative handed my GF some papers then left. My GF immediately started crying and was unable to tell me what was going on. Long story short, after the birth of our child the hospital did all the normal tests and found THC in our child's system. This was immediately reported to DHS, thus prompting the home visit. My GF used to be a heavy weed smoker. She has slowed down quite a bit in the past year or so, but she was still smoking regularly. She said it was the only thing that helped her eat. She told me she would stop early in the pregnancy but was not able to. Every time she told me that she would stop, she has not been able to. She would say that it helps her eat and she needs to eat to grow our child. She told me that the reps said they didn't think it isn't a big deal and that she'll just need to be drug tested for the next couple of months and then they will drop the case. I don't know how any of this works. I'm just angry cause I have told her that she needs to stop, even before she got pregnant, because it was negatively affecting her health. I don't know if she is going to be able to stop smoking and I can't even get her family/friends involved to help her stop cause she doesn't want to tell anyone. I'm just so frustrated cause our child isn't even a week old and already has a case number with DHS cause my GF has no self-control. I just need to tell someone but I can't cause she doesn't want anyone we know to know. I think something really bad nearly just happened to me and I'm shaky. I, 22F, clearly a gringo, am backpacking around Brazil with a friend and currently in Sao Paulo. I was walking around this market alone, near the Salamao temple in Braz because he, my friend, didn't want to come and kept telling me to go alone, saying that it would be fine and it's not that serious, I'm being dramatic, etc. It was around 7 to 8 p.m., after dark. As I was leaving the market this woman came up to me and asked me the time and I reflexively answered in English. She just grabbed onto my arm and started walking me somewhere. She only speaks Portuguese and starts chattering away in a friendly sort of tone, but my gut just dropped. Both of her hands were gripping my arm in that kind of besties linking arms way, but her clasp was too firm and I couldn't shake her off. She had tattoos on her face that said 33 and a Jesus tattoo on her neck, amongst many others. I think she was around 30 and definitely an addict, but she seemed relatively sober in this moment. I kept trying to get her off, saying I had to go a different way or suddenly crossing the street or just trying to walk and ignore her, hoping she was only trying to get money or take me to an ATM. She kept asking if I spoke Portuguese and if I liked to dance, showing me her Jesus tattoos. When I was crossing the road she starts getting agitated and was trying to pull me back the other way. We get to this crossing area that was really dark and suddenly she stops and starts asking if I want cocaine. I think she can tell I'm flighty because she starts trying to distract me, asking if I like dancing. I manage to get her off of me. She starts repeating calma, calma, calma. The scary thing is when I start walk away from this crossing she instantly flips and starts full throat shouting to a group of men that were waiting down this alleyway and pointing at me, saying something like this one here. She was calling them over to quickly finish something because I wasn't going to go with her down the alley. I just dipped back into a crowd of people and then hid in an OXXO corner store until my friend could come and meet me. The whole thing happened in less than a minute but it felt much longer. I'm sorry if this isn't making much sense. I'm still a bit shaky. I don't know what they were trying to do but I feel like it was something bad, the lone female honeypot, to create a false sense of half security leading me to a group of men waiting in a dark alleyway. I'm glad I made it home and I have definitely relearned my lesson about safety as a solo female traveler, and I am never fucking walking alone in Sao Paulo again. Jesus fucking Christ. My family friend just showed me a weird video. I am F17, and my family friend is M46. He has been in our lives since I was about 11 years old. We have always spent a lot of time together and he spends a lot of money on me, buying me things and such. We've had some family members express concern about his relationship with me and say how he acts is weird, that he's too obsessed with me. He's said some weird and kinda off things before but I've kinda chalked it up to him never having kids of his own, so he doesn't really know the right things to say. He does things like call me beautiful and gets weird around my M17 boyfriend. He gets all quiet when he comes around like he's mad and just acts super strange when I express interest in any guy. Even though these things aren't directly related, I just wanted to give some insight on any previous behavior. I see him every day and he's often at my house. Today, he got us, my sister, F27 and I, some lunch. While we're sitting down and eating, he suddenly starts talking about this show he found that was really funny according to him. I can't remember the exact name but it was something stupid. So I search it up on YouTube and play it. It's a man going around a homeless camp seemingly, waking up these random homeless people, duct taping their mouths, touching them and measuring them. Then he literally kidnaps them in his car, and relocates them to a random location and leaves them there I think. Anyway, I thought it was a skit, but I still found it pretty disturbing and weird. There was a Live Leak logo in the corner which also made me kinda uncomfortable. I tried to change it because my sister and I were visibly uncomfortable but he said to just wait for it and the guy just kept beating up random homeless people. My sister said something like but these aren't real people right? And he just goes no they are while laughing. My sister and I got super weirded out and weren't having fun anymore even though we never really were. We told him that was weird and really inhumane and he just got all annoyed that we didn't think it was funny. I might be totally dramatic, but this event felt super weird and borderline hostile. It's left me with a pit in my stomach that something might be actually wrong or off with him like everyone says. I was getting a really angry and low-key hostile vibe after I turned off the video. My sister and I just went upstairs and we haven't really talked about it. Am I being dramatic or was this actually strange? He has a key to her house, and after this that has made me a little uncomfortable. Please help. My wife got her lips plumped and they creep me out. I have no one else to say this to. I have no family but her, and no close friends. She decided to get her lips injected and I think she looks ridiculous. She loves it and has said how much it has boosted her self-confidence. I have been outwardly supportive, but inside I cringe every time I see her. I don't even want to kiss her because I think her lips are disgusting. She is my whole world and I would never say anything to hurt her feelings, but to me she looks like a duck addicted to crack. I don't know how to get past this.